sure my mic's on. Everything's good. And go. Alright, here we are again. Another Tinker in this game with an Alk, Wraith King, Naga, and Ogre. And then on the other side, we've got TB, Kunkka, TA, Centaur, Shadow Demon. It should be a 4-position Kunkka, as it's looking, which will be interesting to see. Well, let's take a look. This Tinker's gonna be mid against the TA, who could do relatively well against this Tinker. Tinker did take level 1 on the laser. And then Alk will be in the safe lane, of course. Be interesting to see this.
Now we get the
Where this Alk ends up and what he's going to be doing with this gold. Ags available on the Ogre, Ags available on the Tinker, as well as the Wraith King and the Naga, if he wants to go that route, heavy on the Ags. Get like a Radiance into Ags for everybody, which wouldn't be that bad. I mean, pushing the Tinker forward with an Ags, and pushing the, the Ogre and the Naga for the sustain could definitely do it for the Radiant side. Especially, say, against, like, a Terrorblade, you get that song off, you heal your team up. It would be pretty great. The lockdown here, though, for the Dire is decent. With Disruption and X, as well as the Hoof Stomp, the slow from the traps, as well as the Terrorblade with the reflection. Things could go alright for the Dire. Be interesting to see how these lanes kind of develop, as the lockdown over bottom could be really good here against this Alk. There it is, going into the Acid Spray next, so we'll see how he uses the Acid Spray and how aggressive they want to get in this lane. It could just, push them back on the Dire side. Tidebringer early for the Kunkka, and there's the Acid Spray to lay it down, but Hoof Stomp comes out. Level 2 picked up by the Kunkka. He's got the X, and First Blood's there for the Centaur.
You've just achieved First Blood. Thanks.
So there it is. And that's all you really need. Hoof Stomp again, now through, and they do have Ensnare with this Centaur low, and ends up dying. So that was definitely not the move by this Centaur to give up that kill. Giving it right back, and then control this lane goes to the Alchemist.
Gold for my chest.
Disruption coming in. No meta used, and there it is, finally coming out. But oh, Wraithfire Blast, as well as the stun. This Wraith King somehow able to escape, and that is now meta on cooldown. Now, of course, he'll be able to push and farm with this for now, but getting that out of the way for the next 2 minutes or so is pretty good. These creeps from under tower, and this Alchemist is going to continue to just rack up the farm. Oof, misses both of those. Tried to get greedy, I think, and go for both. Tinker not having the best time here against the TA. 5 and 2. Did pick March up early. We'll see how often he's going to be willing to use it. It is pretty mana intensive, and he would like to be able to have the rockets and the laser if the TA is going to come in. So right now, TA, get too close and you could just be dead. And there's actually a salve with the bomb. Level 3 goes 2 into the Grievel's Greed to pick up a little bit more gold here. Sitting at about 1,000 so far. X comes out. Bounty picked up by the Naga. Going to be pulled back. Centaur sitting level 3. We're going the 1-1-1 route. As Naga coming over. There's the Riptide. Give you that 0 armor that you so dread. And again, the Alchemist, you know, it may not be aggressive. It's not going after the Centaur or the Kunkka, but it's enough right now for the Alch to continue to just try and farm. That's all he really needs to do. Doesn't have to go out of his way to get kills here. As long as he continue to maintain in this lane and find these last hits, continue to farm, like, things will be okay for him. Actually, gets his creep over here, which is nice. About to hit level 4. Buys those boots. Treads picked up here for the Terrorblade. Level 4 for the Centaurs. Shadow Demon does in fact end up dropping. That's going to be to the Hebrew Hammer. Great name. They do have stun on stun in this lane, as well as the level 2 in the Ignite, so aggression can come through from this Radiant side, especially when meta's on cooldown. But for right now, it's up. Tinker getting low over mid. TA doing a lot. The laser comes through with the refraction out from the TA. Should be a kill here, and it will, but this is going to cost TA quite a bit. And there's the ensnare with Riptide on cooldown, but it's not going to matter. They'll get the kill anyway. So Naga gets the cleanup. TA taken out, as is the Tinker, but Tinker will be back to lane with 15 seconds before this TA is back up. Meanwhile, over top, the Ignite burning through this Terrorblade to get the kill. And they, again, will have stuns to line up on this Shadow Demon. Going to want to get in front and body block. There's the disruption onto the Ogre Magi. Not going to matter. The stun comes in, and Wraith King will get the kill. So Radiant, again, getting a couple of kills here. Torrent landing on the Alch. As Wraith King goes down to the Terrorblade, but they line up the stun over bottom to get this kill. Hoof Stomp coming through to a Naga that's out-leveling the Alchemist right at the moment.
Draw a line to Radiant's middle tower. It's sinking, just like your ships.
Six to 3 in favor of the Radiant side. They actually don't have a net worth lead at the moment, despite it going pretty well here for the Alchemist. And I know it's only 7 minutes to switch to this net worth, but you take a look, and TA as well as the Terrorblade are sitting ahead. So the Alchemist not doing as well as I thought he was, and again, that also stems from the fact that mid is just getting absolutely obliterated at the moment. We take a look over top at the Terrorblade as well as the Shadow Demon, as well as over mid with both of these heroes over and or level 6 mid. Martian Machine is doing a lot to the TA, who does have 2 on the bottle charges to heal up a little bit, but the Alchemist going down over bottom is exactly what the Dire need to slow down this Radiant side. And we take a look over towards top. The Wraithfire Blast comes out into an illusion. The Sunder is going to be used onto the Wraith King. Ignite comes in as well as the stun. Terrorblade, it's not going to matter. Now they look over at the Shadow Demon doing way more than enough damage, but we'll lose the Wraith King.
Illusion.
They will trade cores over in the top lane. Okay, halfway to 6. Here comes the Naga, ensnare on the wrong TA. Ooh, boy.
For the treasury.
X stun. Hoof stomp landing. Double edge comes through, and Kunkka gets the kill. Centaur getting a little low, not going to matter. But they get another kill on the Alchemist, slowing them down. And this is exactly what the Dire need to do. They need to make sure that they keep the pressure on. Continue to shut down the Alch. The gold that he's going to bring. You know, you're doing well when you're up against an Alchemist, and the gold differential is not that bad. And you're ahead. Kunkka's a strong 4. He kind of turns into a core. Looks like he might be going Vanguard first. He's getting hit with this Tidebringer. And actually, the Kunkka is level 6 before the Alch. Song available here for the Naga, who is 6, getting close to 7. The stack going to be hit with the Ignite and the Multicast, so trying to take care of it, but there's the Shadow Demon with the poison coming through. Disruption used, stun, Multicast onto the Terror Blade. Now the stun from the Centaur. Well, Wraith King in a little bit of trouble. He does have the Reincarnation, which might pop. You would want to turn back and maybe go for a shot at getting the kill here. But with the Centaur coming in, this is a problem. There's the hoof stomp, and there's the kill with the double edge. So not expecting the rotation, and ends up paying, in the stack is now going to go the way of this Terror Blade, who does have Sunder, but unnecessary to use, as he could just heal up. Torrent landing. Even at 7 right now. Naga Siren going for the Meteor Hammer. Kunkka. See if that does turn into a Vanguard. Centaur going for the Blink Dagger, almost has his. TA treads into the Deso, but looking like the Blink Dagger is coming first. At least that's what it seems like the TA is holding out for. As over top, Ogre chasing this Shadow Demon, and the Ignite burning, but not enough damage. And there's the Ignite being thrown again, and actually the second one going back towards the creeps. They'll get the kill on the Shadow Demon, but now with the Centaur here, again, having to run is the Wraith King. He doesn't have Reincarnation. He just used it in previous engagement. Still on cooldown for another 100 seconds. Conjuring those images is the Terror Blade, and the bounties are up now at 12 minutes. Take a look over mid. Naga in a lot of trouble. Ends up falling to the TA. The laser comes out on the TA, but not enough damage. And again, the Dire countering these moves from the Radiant.
A lucky find. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Among the hidden ones.
It's getting really difficult, it seems like, as Centaur with the Stampede, with the TA leading the charge, going after this Tinker. Rocket's thrown out, but not going to be nearly enough. TA gets the kill. The rest of the team is here unneeded, but it doesn't matter.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
They could really use this Alchemist finding farm, and he is going for the Radiant still. You know, it's not awful for him right now, sitting top of the net worth. Has gotten a little bit more space, although that has cost his team dying.
Dire's bottom tower is about to flounder. Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Meanwhile, mid-song comes out. Wraith King's here. They're looking for the fight. That was a song from the high ground. They'll get the Wraithfire Blast coming in onto the TA. They'll find the kill. Look over the Shadow Demon, and they have Reincarnation in 4. Oh. Wraith King feels bad, man.
Dire's bottom tower
And actually,
is
Kunkka doesn't
under
even
attack.
finish off the Vanguard. Now saving up for the Shadow Blade.
Bottom tower is about
But
to
again, all this
flounder.
space being made for the Alchemist, which is nice. Who will have this Radiance soon.
Dire structures are fortified. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is drowning.
Ignite as well as the stun. That's going to be thrown. Bloodlust put onto the Wraith King. Easy kill there. I feel like Wraith King is really the one you got to worry about. Alchemist, yeah, he's going to give you that farm, but Wraith King is going to start hitting like a truck. Alchemist over bottom, ends up dying on the TA and the Centaur. Did he get the Radiance? I believe the recipe was coming on the courier. As it was.
Shellfish.
Radiant's bottom tower
12
is
to 10.
staggering.
Terribly TPing in. Not the wisest of moves. He does have Sunder, but Wraith Fire Blast is going to land. They have the Fire Blast, and there's the multi-cast to get the kill and push towards top. Shadow Demon comes over, but the Terribly dead consecutive times. Meanwhile, bottom Alchemist going in. Blink Hoof Stomp, stun. To be thrown, but that is in death on the Alchemist. So both safe laners getting killed multiple times in a row here. Not good at all.
Top tower is under attack.
This is an Alchemist who really would like farming. Maybe move his parade into the jungle. Wraith King Echo Saber finished. Wing Dagger next there. Ogre going into the Meteor Hammer.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Dire are scanning for
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Ignite coming through. There's the Stampede because over bottom the song will be used. The trap's onto the Naga, forced to TP out, and we'll make it.
Arcane power.
Dire's top tower is about to take the plunge.
So he gets away. Alchemist, where is he? Move this shindig over to the jungle. That is good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Being forced to the jungle is not awful as the Alchemist. It's going to slow down his farm a little bit, especially when his lanes are being pressured, but
Dire's top tower
I mean, it's the
is
best you
about
can
to
do
take
instead
the
of getting
plunge.
picked off constantly.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
King, Fire Blast, Wraith Fire Blast, Tinker coming in with the Ignite, and actually, Reincarnation will be used. The Alchemist dies again over bottom. Naga might be next with the trap being laid down by the TA. And an easy kill there with the Meld Strike, and Tinker
Thanks for playing Dota 2.
finds the return on the Centaur.
Dire's top tower is
So
under
these
attack.
teams continuing to trade evenly. Interestingly enough.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure.
Alchemist right now. Going for the Boots of Travel. Meanwhile, over top, again, Wraith King has enough gold for that blink at the moment.
Oh, bounty.
Haste.
Does end up picking it up, and there's the blink with the Wraith Fire Blast as well as the Ignite. Got the Fire Blast to lay down onto the Kunkka. X will pull him back, but it's not going to matter. The body blocks are there. Wraith Fire Blast, they'll get the kill. Meanwhile, over mid, Naga drops, and again, just trading. Centaur actually falls to the Tinker. They're continuing forward, looking for the TA. Shadow Demon trying to run away. The slow comes through onto the Wraith King. The Shadow Poison's starting to stack up. They can't really charge in that heavily as the Terrorblade comes through with the Reflection, which is one of the things I'll be interested to see as this game goes a little bit late. But they've got the Fire Blast, the Ignite on the Shadow Demon getting low. Wraith King taken out by the TA. And now Ogre might be in trouble. I think it gets distracted by the Courier and backs off. Ooh, TV. Early Sunder. I don't quite understand it.
Killing spree.
Dead anyway.
I really should patent that effect.
It was an interesting play from the Terrorblade, who's Treads Yasha. Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Radiant's bottom tower faces a stiff wind.
T's got the Deso, T's got the Blink, Hoof Stomp, Double Edge, quick little cleanup, and the song is late.
We'll take that.
And nobody's here to follow that up. That is unfortunate. Going for the Manta is the Alk.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
No Ags yet for anybody on the side of the Radiant.
Radiant's
As
bottom
time
tower
goes
has
on,
won
maybe
its
we
last
see it.
bell.
Kunkka on the run into the Shadow Blade. No vision here for the Ogre. And rotating over will be the TA, the Centaur, and the Shadow Demon. Blink and the Meld Strike. Woo! Taking quick care of this Ogre.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Ogre may have 11 armor, but the Meld Strike coming through, as well as the Dessa, is going to really make you struggle. And the Reincarnation was used here by the Wraith King. He is locked down by himself, trying to make his way out of here. Blink Dagger available. They'll take the Tinker on the bottom of the screen. We look back at the Wraith King. Wraith Fire Blast comes down to the Centaur. And this is a big problem here for the Wraith King, as he doesn't have Reincarnation. Their other 4 heroes are here for the side of the Dire, as TA taken out by the Tinker and the Naga. And again, they trade there, but Tinker ends up dead earlier in that fight. And then
Radiant's middle tower
does
is
the
under
Wraith King,
attack.
so...
Dire's bottom tower won't last long. Dire's bottom tower couldn't withstand.
In terms of net worth, the game's sitting pretty even. The Alchemist goes back out to farm as he is trying to find as much space as he can. With these Boots of Travel, it's going to be a little bit easier for him. Centaur comes over, has the Blink and the Hoof Stomp at the ready. Just finding a little bit of vision for him and his team as the Naga coming over. Blink, Hoof Stomp, Double Edge onto the Naga with the Metamorphosis being used. There's the Conjure image. They'll look to the kill, but there's the Force Staff. And the Terrorblade does end up dying. Tinker in no man's land. He'll fall as well. They lose 2 again on the Radiant side. All the while, Alk farming. Which, I'm not saying that condescendingly. It's what he needs to do.
Coin of the realm. A lucky find.
Terrorblade now going into the Scotty after this Manta, the TA. Looking for that Lincoln's at the moment.
Radiant's top tower is on the run.
Radiant's top tower just got sent to
Take
the
that top tier
bottom.
1 Alk. Now going for the
Middle
Octarine
tower
core.
is
Manta,
down.
Radiance, Octarine.
They're trying to bring down Radiant's top tower.
Radiant think fortification can save
Radiant's
them.
top tower is under attack.
Ogre goes Force Staff. I believe he was making Meteor Hammer. Like the Naga is. Kaya next for the Tinker. If he can get an Axe from the Alchemist, that would be nice. The Wraithfire Blast comes out as well as the stun through from the Alchemist to get the kill onto the Kunkka. Centaur coming over, not in time to help out with the Blink as well as the Hoof Stomp. He'll be going into the Blade Mail next. That with the return is going to do a lot of damage back at the Radiant side. Again, with the more farm these heroes get on the Radiant, it's going to be interesting to see when the Terrorblade should take this Reflection cooldown.
Dire's bottom tower won't last long.
Especially with the Shadow Demon on this, on the side of the Dire as well. The later this game goes, it's going to get hard for the Radiant. To have Reflection every 6 seconds, plus Disruption.
Dire's middle tower is under pressure. Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
So they'll take the Dire tier 2. Hoof Stomp comes in with the Stampede. That's going to be through onto the Wraith King with the Meld Strike. The Reincarnation's going to be there, so slow on a 3 of these heroes. The Metamorphosis used by the Terrorblade. Song immediately coming out. Lose the first life on the Wraith King, and this is a good idea to Song and TP. Gets them out of this heavy engagement. Meta being used and committed to. The push will come in, but they won't find any kills other than the Reincarnation. Fire Blast. Torrent comes in. Meanwhile, top Alchemist pushing. Going for the Octarine core. And let's see. We'll see what he's able to grab in this top lane as the Fire Blast comes in. But there's the Hoof Stomp saving the TA for just a moment. And look at that damage. Shredding through the Wraith King. Kunkka's going to be the one traded off by the Dire. Trap comes in. Tinker from the high ground doing a lot. The laser into the Blade Mail. Meanwhile, Alchemist continuing to push. The Metamorphosis has run out. Centaur on the front lines. Riptide comes through. There's the Sunder. So now Naga sitting low, but the Meteor Hammer comes in onto the Centaur. Not enough damage. Meanwhile, top, Alchemist continuing to push onto the tier 3. Centaur sitting very low. Gets the urn placed on him by the Shadow Demon. Oh, but the Tinker. Still not enough, and now the tier 3 gone. Alk doesn't care about this Terrorblade. He doesn't have meta, and he might just be dead. Stampede comes in, saving his life is the Centaur with the double edge coming through onto the Alchemist. Burning away is this Centaur. He's got to be careful with how far he goes for this. Because, yeah, this is it. There's the stun. TA, though, Blade Mail pop. There's the trap. He's all by himself. Acid Spray, double edge, gets the kill. Now Tinker coming in. TA is going to be careful here. Laser comes out, and now in a lot of trouble is the TA. They have really turned this around. They've gone too far on the Dire side. There's the kill. Tinker gets it, getting both the Centaur and the TA. Radiant really starting to find themselves a bit of a power spike. With that kill on the TA as well as the Centaur, it's their time to push and get themselves more farm here on the out.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Going Mjolnir next. Still no Ags. I was really hoping for Ags on everybody. Maelstrom for the Wraith King with the Echo Saber. Meteor Hammer here for the Ogre, so he did go back for the Meteor Hammer.
Under attack.
I'm surprised. I usually take the Unstable Concoction cooldown. Went to the attack speed. Like, if you're going to build Mjolnir anyway, what's the
Dire's
point?
top shrine is under attack. Top shrine has fallen.
That cup runneth empty.
Ooh, nice hoof stomp on the 2. Double edge reincarnation. Now they've got the Stampede to take care of that movement speed decrease from the reincarnation. Lincoln's popped on the TA, but gets the Wraith King out, and that's what's going to matter. But they're still looking to go to the high ground. Blink, hoof stomp, Naga, song. Blade Mail, whoa, Wraith King eating a lot of damage there. Now they'll try to turn this as Wraith King ends up dying. The Meteor Hammer not going to land on anything. TA going in looking for the Tinker. And will end up dying very quickly. Shadow Demon comes through, and that's with the Soul Catcher. Disruption through on the Naga Siren, who again is holding Song. Getting very low at the moment. Ends up falling. 3 heroes dead on the Radiant side. Ogre looking like he might be next. Kunkka, the Torrent missing, but now to the Axe. Alchemist coming back, maybe to try and clean up, but the boat is there. Now with the Manta Style on the run, disruption through onto this Shadow Demon with the stun being thrown. TP away from the Kunkka, and they don't find anything in the retreat of the Dire side. Oh, my vision. I gotta fix that really quick. Oh. There it is. There we go. Always gets taken away when you restart the game, but Lincoln's popped, looking for the kill onto the TA. Here's the Terrorblade coming through. They'll get the kill. That's going to be the first kill with the Reincarnation slowing them down. 3 heroes here for the Dire side. They'll get the Fire Blast coming through on the TA, as well as the laser that's going to hit. They're in trouble on the Dire side, actually, but the Sunder's in time. They'll get the kill. Lincoln's popped once again. Stampede away with this Lincoln's and the Sunder. The Dire side take another fight and are lowering the advantage that the Radiant have. Mjolnir finished for the Alk. He'll be going into the Lincolns now. Something defensive on his end. To 22, the Dire. Let's take a look at this. Got a 2,000 net worth lead. Experience heavily in the Dire's favor, but still about 50-50 in terms of Dota Plus. So they find the Ogre. But won't get the kill. Alchemist being chased by the TV. In a little bit of trouble. Has the stun, but it's not going to matter with the Centaur coming in. As well as the TA to get the cleanup kill onto the Alchemist. Dead for 75 seconds. Still working on this raid on this Lincoln Sphere. So we move over into Roche. Get the kill on a Roche. He just will be picked up here by the TA, finishing off the MKB. And there's the Torrent onto the Naga. They pop the Lincolns onto the Kunkka with the Ignite as well as the Wraithfire Blast coming in. Torrent landing again onto the Naga. There's the Stampede, the song. Landing on to everybody on the Dire side. There's the boat coming through and lands. Staying way too close is going to be the Naga Siren. Wraith King going in. He's got Reincarnation. Here comes the Alchemist popping the Lincolns, looking for the kill. They'll get the kill onto the TA, popping that Aegis. And now they'll look for the Centaurs. Pop the Blade Mail, but it's not going to be enough. TA on the run. Wraithfire Blast comes through onto the Terror Blade. Stun once more onto the TA. There's the X. Hitting away is the Alk. Doing a lot of damage. Takes out two. Now looking for more. But Terrorblade gets the kill, and all of a sudden, Tinker back into the fight. Gets the kill to the Terrorblade and the Shadow Demon. And everybody is gone on the Dire side.
Smart money.
All mine.
Tinker has gone to this Bloodstone. Ogre here with the Meteor Hammer. Wraith King going into the BKB. Alchemist with the Lincoln soon. Naga with the Ags next. Which I was hoping for, but from the Alk.
Dire's middle tower is under
Kunkka
pressure.
with the Silver Edge and the Shivas. MKB for the TA. Terrorblade buys back. I don't know if that was worth it at all. Puts it on cooldown for a while. I do not think that was the right play. Alk up in 14. Wraith King. Enemy jungle could find the TB. Might find the TB. There's a reflection. Has reincarnation. A lot of damage coming through. And there's the first life gone. Meteor Hammer. Oh. Lands onto the Terrorblade. Kunkka coming in. Ogre's got to be careful. The boat's going to be thrown. There's the Stampede as well as the Blade Mail. Pop at the center. Onto the high ground is going to be the Naga Siren with the song coming through onto 3. They'll have the X onto the Ogre. Enough time to run away. Oh, blink. From the Centaur, no Stampede this time around. Meanwhile, over top again, Alchemist is here. And just sitting in the acid spray is this TA. Trying to get the kill on the Alk, but won't find it. Ends up dying. I don't know why you make that move there. Stun's going to be charged up here by the Alk. Stuns himself. Meanwhile, Meteor Hammer hitting onto the Shadow Demon. And they get the kill there as well. So 2 kills, no buyback on the Dire. Ogre getting low, Terrorblade coming in. Now back to form, no more Metamorphosis. And he is stuck in no man's land. He does have Sunder. That'll hit onto the Wraith King, but he's got Reincarnation. He doesn't really care about his first life, as well as the fact that he doesn't have Metamorphosis, so it doesn't really matter that he's got that life back. Terrorblade. Somehow able to make it out. So Kunkka continuing to farm up. Picks up a smoke. We'll see if they use that. Meanwhile, Centaur going for the Heart Reaver in his backpack. He had buyback. I don't know why you buy out on that if you're not going to use it. Roche not up just yet. We'll be up in at least 240. Link forward, Meld Strike onto the Naga. Has Song. Lincoln's popped. Ogre going for his own Ags as well. Outgoing Moonshard. So he's picked up this Lincoln's. Just about has it. We'll see if he buys out. And uh-oh. Naga. The Song. But the Shadow Poison with the Soul Catcher. It's a waste. So there's the Ags coming through. Alk will buy that Moonshard and eat it immediately. Ogre's got that Ag, so he's got the Unrefined Fire Blast. Which does the Fire Blast damage and a percentage of your mana. 60%. It's always usable, though. Always usable. I believe. Even if you have, like, 1 mana. Take a look. March of the Machines being used. There's the Ignite coming through onto the Kunkka. X marks the spot's going to be used as well as the rockets being thrown. Dire try to take this high ground, but there's the Force Staff forward. Looking for the Kunkka, and now Ogre's put himself too far forward. Will get hit by the Torrent with the Spirit Vessel and the boat. Easy little kill there for the Dire with Ogre overextending. Very hard for the Dire to break this high ground against the Tinker, who is yet to have Ags, but going the route of the Shivas, eventually hoping that the Ags will be bought by the Alchemist, and that's what it's looking like. The Ag Synth will be coming in soon enough. Looking for a gem. He went to the Shadow Poison cooldown, the Shadow Poison damage instead of the Soul Catcher. Ghost Stomp coming through. Alk with the Manta style, with the team starting to pressure in. TA meanwhile on the side going into the Satanic.
Illusion.
Centaur has enough for the heart and will buy out. We'll see what he replaces. He could get rid of the tranquils and turn and go Boots of Travel if he's got the heart. We'll see if maybe he goes that direction.
Conceal.
TA almost has it. Buyback. Let's take a look. Tinker, Wraith King, Kunkka, Shadow Demon, Naga. Alk doesn't actually have his. He should. The gold needed, even with 3,300 gold saved up. It's in top of the net worth by 13,000. But the team only 4,000 ahead. You know, that is due a little bit in part to the Kunkka having quite a bit of farm. He's going Ags as well. Be interesting to see once he has this Ags what he's able to accomplish with it.
Haste.
Centaur has room for Ags. He'll be going into the Boots of Travel to replace the Tranquils that he no longer needs with the heart picked up. Roche is up, ready and ripe for the taking. They're in the Roche and they'll get it. Aegis and Cheese is theirs. Second Roche of the game.
Fatality.
Coming through, TA taking a lot of damage with that Glimmer Cape, able to survive while over bottom. Wraith King farming for that AC. Torn AoE is so great. Ags is able to be finished here by the Kunkka. Alk has the gold for his, but you know, only has 700 surplus because his buyback costs so much. Not sure why he's not just bringing the courier to go get it. There it is. TA with the Satanic finished. Centaur, Boots of Travel. Not purchasable yet if he wants to hold on to buyback.
Ah, clear sailing now.
And oh, Tinker
Bounty.
gets spotted coming over with the Boots of Travel. So he's dead for 30. They could force the buyback if they want to pressure. TA ready to go with this Aegis and buyback. So 3 lives basically for the TA. Terribly taking a lot of damage, has the cheese to work with. Torn landing with the blink. There's the melt strike onto this Wraith King. Song comes out. They'll get the first kill through onto the Wraith King. We'll see if they want to engage on this. Tinker back up. They'll get this torrent landing onto the Ogre Magi. Nothing yet. Alk still holding on to buyback. Wise play here. Very patient from them to hold this buyback. Knowing that the pressure is coming in from the Dire, they're not the ones pushing. Actually, the farm has gone very much in the Dire's direction ever since Radiant have been pretty much corralled inside their base. Coming through, that'll push back the Alk as well as the Wraith King. Now they've got the Sunder on the Naga Siren who doesn't have the Song. The Metamorphs is going to be popped here. They'll look for these kills and they'll get themselves the Naga Siren as well as the Aegis being popped on the TA. Wraith King back for his second life, and he's trying to get away, as is the Ogre, taking a lot of damage. Now the Ogre dragged back with the Alchemist going in with the Lincoln's popped. He's dead. As buyback, both him and the Wraith King are going to use it. The stun's coming through from the Ogre to get the kill. They find the Torrent onto the Wraith King. Alchemist fought back as well. He's trying to find his way into this. He doesn't exactly have his ult for another 16 seconds. Taking a lot of damage with the Disruption used on the TA, but they get the kill on the Shadow Demon on the backlines with the stun, hitting the Centaur multiple times with the multicast. They've got the Blade Mail. There's the laser. They'll get the kill on the Centaur. Meanwhile, Kunkka continuing to push with the boats. They look over the TA, who's got the Refraction with the rockets being laid down as well as the laser. Pushing back this TA. The buyback's used by both the Wraith King and the Alk.
Illusion.
The Dire are able to continue putting on the pressure of onto the Radiant side. Now Alk,
Smart money.
now buyback might want to just buy out on this Axe.
We'll take that.
Question is, who does it go to?
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack. Radiant's bottom shrine
Buyback's not available on the Wraith King, the Alk, Shadow Demon, or the Naga.
Your talents surpass your loveliness.
So Tinker gets the Axe Synth.
Oh, bounty! Ha! Regeneration!
He's almost picked up here for the Naga Siren, which will be nice in terms of a heal. Kunkka's got so much gold. Is next for the Terrorblade Centaur. 4,000 gold, nothing queued up just yet. TA has buyback, but just barely, and then Kunkka's got so much gold saved up. Actually ahead of the Centaur and the Terrorblade. The Terrorblade, not a lot of farm. It's one of the reasons the Dire have kind of been struggling to take this high ground. I feel like it would be much easier if the Terrorblade was farmed.
Radiant's top shrine is under attack.
Slowly just taking this shrine.
Radiant's top shrine has fallen.
Bottom shrine is gone as well. So it's the tier 3 mid that's gone. Is Alex saving up for just another Axe? I'm not too sure what he's farming on. What he wants to get. The Axe for Tinker is pretty big, and they've got the Axe ready on Naga as well as the Ogre. The only one who doesn't have it is the Wraith King. Could get a Moon Shard though for the Wraith King, if he wants to go that route. finish up in a minute 15. Kunkka, he's finished off a butterfly at this moment. The TA going into a gem hasn't bought anything of consequence yet. And Ag's next for the Centaur. Shadow Demon as formed as the Naga, but level 25 nonetheless. Has 2 charges on the Disruption, which will be nice. And they're on 10,000 net worth. The Dire should be able to close this up with the next Aegis. And that is exactly what they're waiting for, which will be up in 30 seconds. TA actually bought a Moon Shard. I didn't notice that. But you take a look. Buyback not available on the Wraith King or the Alk or the Naga. Everybody on the side of the Dire has their buyback. Moving in, the Wraith Fire Blast is going to land. They've got the multicast coming through, as well as the laser that's going to bounce around. They've got themselves the Meteor Hammer, but there's the boat landing on a 2 with the Torrent. That's going to hit on the Ogre, as well as the Naga Siren. Naga Siren's not going to have buyback, so they don't have themselves the Ags with the Song. Alchemist falls as well. He's going to be dead for 2 minutes, with the Tinker trying to do all he can with the Wraith King as well in the front lines. There's the Shiva's landing on a 3. They've got the Wraith King getting low. He might die. He'll fall dead for 100 seconds. The Terrorblade dropping after he gets hit with the Ignite from the Ogre Magi. Ogre trying to trade with the Kunkka, gets the kill. Buyback used by the Shadow Demon. They'll also get the kill on the Centaur. It's going to be a full team wipe here for the Radiant side. Triple kill here for the Ogre. Tia is going to be back into the fight with the buyback being used by the Centaur as well as the Shadow Demon. There's the range racks going down. Centaur back into the fight with the Blink. Host Stomp, Double Edge coming in with the multicast. That's going to be landing onto the Centaur. He does have himself that stun at any moment with the Unrefined Fire Blast.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Look at the fortification coming through. Lasers, rockets, strewn about. Evans Halberd, they'll take down the middle set of racks. I believe the Terrorblade had bought back as well, but he doesn't have himself the Metamorphosis. The Rocket's going to be flying out on this one, as the Ogre Magi is going to be frontlining for this Tinker. There's the Rockets flying in. There was 4 buybacks used by the Dire side, so if they don't win this fight, if they don't win this game, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. They've got this Naga Siren back up in 3 seconds. They're trying to take the bottom set of racks. They'll find it. There it is.
For their bottom barracks.
Radiant's middle tower.
They're going for Megas. There's the Song on a 4 with the buyback being used by the Kunkka. It's got no bots. There's the Rockets flying about with the laser. They get themselves the stun. The multicast gets the kill on the Shadow Demon. He's going to be dead for 2 minutes. The stun's going to be missed by the Centaur. Terribly getting low with the stun coming through on the Centaur once again. They'll look for the Meteor Hammer. There's the stun one more time. Stun are going to be used by this Terribly. Looking for the kill on the Naga Siren as well as the Tinker trying to run away. But they've got themselves this Ogre Magi continuing the front line for them because he's so tanky. Wraith King back into the fray. They've got Alchemist back in 9. They'll get the kill on the Terribly. He's going to be dead for 2 minutes. Oh boy, this is going to be 2 minutes without these heroes on the Dire side. The Rockets aren't going to land onto the Centaur, so he's able to blink away. Meanwhile, pushing bottom will be the Kunkka. Everybody has used their buyback on the Dire side. Every single hero. Boat comes in. It's the fleet. Frustrating nonetheless.
As clean water.
Tinker doing so much work in that fight.
Gold for my chest.
He has buyback. Wraith King and Alk have buyback again. Nobody on the Dire side has buyback for a while. And there it is. Roche is up. Aegis, Cheese, Refresher Shard, all available for the Radiant to take without the Terrorblade or the Shadow Demon available. This is going to be a hard fight for the Dire to want to go into. Trap way down again. Have Song. They might want to use it as they try to pick up this Aegis. There's the Stampede. That's going to be with the Ags now. They've got themselves the Host Stomp. That's going to land on a 3. There it is. There it is. There's the Song. There's the Song. There's the Aegis. Being dropped down. Picked up by the Alchemist. The BKB is going to be used by the Wraith King. They don't stop the Song for quite some time. They probably could have stopped it a little bit earlier, but they'll get the kill on the Centaur. He's going to be gone. They'll look for the TA into the meld. Trying to run. Ogre coming through with the stun. There's the unrefined. That's going to be 2 stuns on top of him and the kill on the TA. 3 heroes dead on the side of the Dire. Meanwhile, creeps are invading the side of the Radiant's base. They look over as this is going to be, the Kunkka, who is in the base, but what he's going to be able to do with the laser hitting him, that's going to be the 3rd boat with the stun being charged up by the Alchemist, landing onto the Kunkka. He'll get himself 1/2 of the racks, but it's not going to be enough because he's dead. Three heroes gone for at least 90 on the Dire side. Terrorblade, Shadow Demon are back up. Wraith King is bugged to this point in the replay. He doesn't even swing anymore. Constantly stunned. I think so is the Alk. Yep, this is very bugged. Oh, nope. There it is.
Middle tower is drowning.
Trap being popped. They've gotten themselves the glyph, but it's not going to matter. They'll get the stun on the Shadow Demon hitting away, trying to get the kill. The Glimmer Cave's going to be used. They'll look over the tier 4s. They'll start to take a little bit of damage. I can't really tell. You can hear him right-clicking. You can't see him right-clicking. Terrorblade comes in. This might be a little bit of a base race, but they've got the song used by the Naga. They go for the other tier 4. That's going to be the glyph used. Or backdoor protection, excuse me. Terrorblade, meanwhile, hit with the Meteor Hammer, but it's not going to matter. He's got the BKB, trying to get the first tier 4, but meanwhile, in their base, they've got 4 heroes here, trying to break through the backdoor protection. Buyback comes in for the Naga Siren, who doesn't have Song available for another 60 seconds, so look over the other tier 4. Meanwhile, again, backdoor finally gone. They'll take a look. They'll try to get the damage coming through to expose this Ancient on the Dire side. They've got themselves the heroes coming back in a couple of seconds. They'll look for the Ancient. That's going to be enough damage, possibly, but now he's trying to fight with the Naga Siren, not going for the base. Look over back of the Dire with the BKB being popped by the Wraith King. The Radiant will steal this game. Dire lose, and they bring it back from a glimpse of death. And Radiant, an hour in, win this game. That was a good replay. That was a fun one to do. Radiant win. And a base race. That was good. I was a fan. So let me throw this up on YouTube. Real quick. Lost 2 more